Hello everybody and welcome back to Middle-earth. This is Countdown VHS with episode 21 of our 4th Age Total War Dwarves campaign. We have an attack underway from the Chiefdom of Roon. They are approaching through the forest with two armies. Actually, this is the one army and the other one is just off in the distance there to our left. We have deployed in basically the initial default formation, at least as far as my infantry are concerned. I did move the siege ballistas and the general to sort of more conform with this basic checkerboard formation. I quite like it, actually. And I think now I'm just going to slightly tilt. No, I'll leave it like this. I'll leave it like this. So I've got two armies coming at me. I'll just we'll see how this goes. So as we saw from the end of the last episode, the armies of Roon were not too terribly intimidating. They've got a lot of the same types of units that we've already seen before. Axemen, warband, so some of their very basic units led by some family members. So I don't expect this to be too terribly challenging. We've got our siege ballistas already firing, doing some good damage on that warband unit, which is just going to encourage them to close all the more quickly. Now, I possibly am going to want to move the Wayne bows out of the way of these axemen. So let's move the general over here to deal with these approaching forces. Move my cav back. And these Wayne bows can skirmish out of the way. Take them off fire at will for the moment, and off skirmish, just so I can more easily control them. And I think we should be able to handle this flank with those units. We do have some axemen coming. Let's target them. And sure, let's go ahead and charge. Halt. Hopefully we get a route going here. They're wavering. There they go. Let's set up the cavalry for a charge into the flank here. I believe just by their presence, this unit of Wayne bows is intimidating the enemy. There they go. Alright, I'm going to want my catapults to stop for a moment. Alright, I'm pretty sure we're going to kill this general within a few seconds or so. Hills and axe throwers can handle that axeman unit. There he goes. And that unit is routing. Okay, great. I'll use the cavalry to chase them down and bring back these shield breakers. I don't want to move too far away from the line. Looks like there might be some outflanking attempts on our left. And we do have a few reforming units off to our right. Meanwhile, the main body approaches right down the middle. Not too worried about this. I can start shooting them, so let's start targeting their axemen units. since no one's in melee right now, I'm going to go ahead and put the Wayne bows on fire at will and temporarily put on skirmish, just so that I don't have to worry about forgetting them. When these guys get close, we'll probably undo all of that. Alright, so slingers are close enough to start hitting the Chieftain's Guard. And because these units are moving, we're not quite as effective with our siege weapons. They're really best when you're attacking, you know, a static position. And we are getting some javelins thrown in. So we'll catch them here and then surround them. And that should be the end of that general, unless he runs away. So you have to be a bit more, there we go, a bit more reckless with your cav, I think, with the dwarves, which is kind of unfortunate because you don't have that many of them. But otherwise, you'll just never corner these enemy units. So you've got to use them to pin. Eastland Raiders. These guys turn around, face the right way. Alright, so there goes that general unit. Actually, I'll have my cav back here so as not to screen my slingers. These guys are having second thoughts, it looks like. Alright, halt. Let's put you on fire at will for a second. Oh, it looks like they're all withdrawing. Oh, okay, great. So the thing is, we probably won't be able to do too much damage to them in the pursuit here, because we'll never catch them. Unless we're going to throw all of our cav away. And I don't really want to do that. They serve their purpose, but I don't want to send my cav after these archers only to be caught and, you know, cut down substantially. 28 in one unit and 30 in another is still very useful, and I'd like to keep it that way. I'm going to take this off fire at will. Let's just keep the pressure up with the Wayne bows. Alright, actually the Wayne bows are out of ammunition. But this unit is routing, so now we're going to bring the cav in to deal with the routers. Alright, so we'll speed this up. So that went pretty well. I'm not thinking we're going to get attacked again, although there are some armies in the area. If so, great. If not, that's also fine. That'll just allow me to keep moving into their territory. Now, some of these guys are not routing, so I will have to be careful about that. But they have routed in the past. I think all of these units were fleeing at one point, so the presence of my... There they go. Yep, that just made them rout. Did a lot of damage, and we killed 2, I believe, not all 3 of the family members who were present on the field. That may be enough to rout one of those armies completely. Yeah, we only lost about 19 men, I guess. And yeah, I think this army's gonna be gone, whereas this one probably will not. There's a little post-battle screen for those of you who are interested in this. I have to confess, I've never really looked at post-battle screens, and I still don't if I'm just playing for myself. I noticed that a lot of Let's Players do put that information up, but I don't know what to make of it, honestly. You know, it's good to get a general sense. Oh, we are being attacked again with a slightly better stack. All right, let's do a quick save here. I believe we're on episode 21, but that's fine. So this it looks like it's coming from a different angle, so we will have maybe a more forested battle map, which is going to be a little annoying. I was hoping for more of a slope when I marched over here. Okay, but this doesn't look too bad. All right, we'll set up right over here, and I do want to be, you know, out in the open, just because it's easier to manage. Okay, now the Wainbows, I believe, are not as susceptible to rough terrain as War Wains are. Let's just do a little test here, and we'll leave them right here in the middle of these rocks and see if they get caught when they're moving around. Alright, let's take you out, and all of you guys. You see, the default setup for these is this really nice kind of formation. My axe throwers are kind of mixed in the first and second rows. I've got some axes up front and other units ready to fill in from the gaps. So I really like how that defaults. I don't like how the default sets up my slingers and cav in general, though, so I am going to move those around a little bit. I expect this will be a fairly quick battle. We only have one army coming, but let's see. Do these guys get caught on the terrain? They do, but it just slows them down, whereas with the War Wains that you would see from Roon, that type of thing is much harder for them to get out of. Alright, so the enemy does have a bit of cav. Okay, and it's just their captain unit, which is a Eastland Raiders unit. Alright, we're being attacked by both of my siege weapons at this point. The slingers are getting in on it as well. The axe throwers are going. It's just a great setup. Now, are they going to stand there and war cry, or not? It looks like not, and they can't even reach the lines. Good stuff. Whoops. Go ahead and just charge them with my axe throwers. I do have to watch this Eastland Raiders unit, because they're going to try to catch my Wainbows. They probably will, because I may have been a little slow. That's too bad. Alright, but we are, if you guys can get it together, we may be able to catch them. Jeez. Oh, no. Alright. Yeah, these Wainbows are very vulnerable in melee. But we're definitely going to take care of them with my Rovanian mercenaries. And the rest... There we go. Rest of the army is looking... looking not intimidating at all. They've clumped up on my left. Made some attempts at flanking, but it has not really panned out. So we'll bring the Wainbows back over here to threaten. And we will also send these dwarves over to help. Looks like the siege ballistas are going to be targeting that warband unit. Axe throwers are pursuing, so this is all good. We'll use the cav to run down everyone we can. And the Dwarves of the Iron Hills have caught up here, but the Wainbows, you can see they're shooting through. We may be catching some friendly fire here, I'm not sure. 49. Alright, everything's working out. Gotta be very careful of where these are actually shooting. Very nice. Alright, we'll stop that. These axemen are shaken, and this is just a mopping up operation at this point, so we'll speed up time a bit. The Wainbows are certainly going to induce these guys to rout, I would think, as they approach. Yes, indeed. So again, Wainbow's a very effective unit, but have been toned down a bit. In previous versions of the mod, you would have seen them just destroying these units. They wouldn't have simply, you know, caused them to flee. They would have literally destroyed them, just all by themselves practically. So you do need to use them with some caution. And we lost about 10 in that fight. But they're good. You know, one in an army like this is a pretty good buy, and especially against a faction like Roon, which has a preponderance of infantry in its armies. All right, they still got two fairly large stacks, and we might be going for a 3 for today. Oh, here is the fight for Dunchrioch. So we've got Lieutenant Eagle, who has a mostly cavalry army. These Dunlendish horsemen are, as we saw, very effective units. Very tough for my dwarves to deal with them. And then they've also got some wolf hunters, which are good against. Well, they're not good against armor, but they are good against my dwarves in that they have a fear effect and they have javelins, which are more effective than their melee attacks. So these are, you know, going to be a unit potentially to watch for. So this is the relieving army inside the city. We also have a lieutenant's army, so we don't have any family members here. So we'll see what this fight brings. And if we win this, kill both commanders, and defeat a sufficient number of their forces, then we get the city. We will not need to assault. So obviously that's what I'm hoping for, but primarily I'm hoping to withstand that first assault. So it looks like the city's over there, so we can be up on this hill. And this certainly won't prevent the AI from marching up around on either side and trying to outflank me. They could certainly do that if they come over here. Maybe I should set up here, but really it's a... The top of the hill is broad enough that I can't defend all of it. So I'll just set up on this side, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. In terms of ranged units, we do have some blunderbusses here, but they do have a short range. And so I'm a little concerned about how they're going to do in this fight, where we have a lot of also short-ranged troops. I don't know who's got the better range. Will my blunderbusses be able to shoot farther than the horsemen, or will it be the other way around? And if I remember correctly, probably having blunderbusses on the flanks is better. But yeah, I kind of think they're more vulnerable there. The horsemen are likely to come around the flanks, and I'd rather keep them protected. So we've got bows on one side, bows, and Dunlending mercenaries on the other. We don't have any axe throwers, which is kind of too bad. We do have some cav. We're going to need to save those for routers. So there's the reinforcement force. If they come straight up the hill at me, I will have a little help in terms of the range. I wonder if I need to be closer to the brink. Alright, so who am I hitting? Huntsman. I don't care about Huntsman. Alright, the general is this horseman unit, so let's focus on him for now. Yeah, this has a potential to be a very messy fight. Of course, it's raining. So the range in these blunderbusses is out to right about here. And I think that's better, you know, than what they're going to be able to do, since I'm very much uphill from them. But it's still quite short range. Okay, 22 of them left. 17. Yeah, this is overwhelmingly cavalry. Seeing the blunderbusses firing. I don't know what they're going to be aiming at. Could be the tribal spearmen. The huntsman, maybe. Should have got him around sooner. Alright, but the cavalry could come up. We do have several family members here, which is going to be helpful. Potentially. Come down to just one man. If we could take out that general, that would be great, but it looks like they're putting too much pressure on us a little too soon, so I don't think we're going to be able to take him out with ranged stuff entirely. Yeah, okay, we're going to have to go over here. Wolf hunters are marching. Yeah, look at the damage these guys are taking. 23 men, so they're down to half, and that's just from ranged attacks. Alright, so he's routing now, which is nice. See if we can catch any of these guys, but it seems very unlikely. So a lot of them are just routing. Kind of shocked he's not getting missiled to death. Okay, there we go. They're throwing some spears at him now. 30. Doing pretty good, though, all things considered. Alright, so the Warhammers, let's bring them back up. I don't want to just go all the way down the hill. Kind of okay with him going off in this direction, though. So far, they have barely scratched him with their throwing spears, so, you know, worst case scenario, maybe he'll catch some of them. Let's catch this infantry unit if we can. So the blunderbusses are just firing now. Looks like my dwarven bows are out of ammo. And the Dunlendings horsemen are about to catch up with my archers, which is really too bad, because we will lose them. Alright, so since these archers are out of ammo, let's kind of protect them a little bit over here. So they're just getting close. But they don't want to engage my line. Alright, Warhammers are fleeing. Where were they? Down here. Alright, so I lost track of them. Alright, you know what? Let's have them all fight. If you can just hold out for a little while. I think my dwarven bows might be decent position. Blunderbusses got caught by this cav unit. So they're charging in now, I guess. This is just a mess. Okay. Routed, routed. Dwarven bows are holding out. Alright, so let's bring my cav over here. Yeah, if we could just catch him in melee, then we're golden, but we have to wait a long time before they're willing to do that. Alright. Just love watching a single shot from these guys turn into a rout. It's very satisfying. Okay, but here's where we stuck out our necks too far. We're gonna lose that cav unit, and possibly that dwarven bows unit. Nope, maybe not. Alright, so this is the garrison captain. So I don't know, we may not have inflicted enough casualties. Oh, wolf hunters attacking at range. Yeah, they really chewed up these blunderbusses. Only 9 left in one unit here. So this guy is still chasing. Oh, he did catch them. Very good. Didn't even have to go to the very edge of the map. So that's a nice surprise. But yeah, in general, you're not going to catch these guys unless they want to be caught. So, like here, for example, they're Charging rain. It's not, you know, maybe I could have done something to prevent that, but I kind of don't see how else to handle this. So let me know what I could be doing here. I mean, apart from paying more attention, that goes without saying. But you know, a situation like that, cavalry is going for my blunderbusses. I kind of want them to engage, so there's almost no way to do that unless you let them have the fight that they want, and then quickly as you can get another unit in. But here, you know, this obviously was a big mistake to leave this tiny unit all by itself. Hopefully be able to get... Nope, they're going to run away. So Dunland AI is doing a good game in a lot of ways, because I am asleep at the wheel. Seven men here, so this will be fine. This I'm a little worried about. Dwarven bows against all of these guys. Now they're all just tribal spearmen, so it's, you know, it's not the most intimidating units ever, but only got 22 men here, so looks like we are going to catch the captain, Dunlending huntsman. At least sandwich them here. Alright, now let's bring the blunderbusses over there to help out with the fight against the bows, or against the tribal spearmen. But first, let's just shoot these tribal Dunlending huntsmen. If we can get a nice shot in before they can shoot us. Reforming, good. They didn't get to throw a volley yet. They're wavering. Let's see if another shot will do it. Nope. They're routing. They're routing.
Hunt them down and slay them all.
Great, the captain's down. Who else is left? Just this single annoying unit of horsemen. Alright, this is going to be one of those silly fights. Come on. Something that people should know when they're conquered. Something. There we go. Done. All right, very good. We'll see how this worked out. Let's hope for the best. Not sure if this means we're going to get the city or not. Victory? No, we got another fight. Okay, well, we're going to call it here, folks. We're going to fight this battle in the next episode, and maybe then we'll finally get the city of Dunchrioch. So thank you very much for joining me, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll check you out in the next one. Bye-bye.